Hey everybody, it's your old pal Boise with another daily sobriety vlog. How are you? Showing off the Houston Aeros, which are a farm team for the Minnesota Wild, which is a connection because I'm from Minnesota, so it's fun. And it was fun to watch this team play in the Toyota Center. So you get down on the glass, and they were like $25 tickets, which would cost hundreds. So it's like was exciting. And even those folks that got the ones that got called up got moved into the NHL. So when they smack a puck and it hits the glass, you hear it, you feel it. It's incredible. It's exciting. It's fast paced. They're set up like a soccer field, but on ice and on steroids. I don't mean like they're on the steroid drugs, but like it's accelerated, and it's just cool. Now they left Houston, which breaks my heart, but I still have the T-shirt. And now they're in Iowa, which actually makes more sense because they only had 30% of the Toyota Center filled. That's big. And now they're back in Iowa where they got a smaller arena they play in, but they sell out. And then when they need to call somebody up, it's just a quick drive from Iowa into the Twin Cities as opposed to flying back and forth from Houston. So economically, yeah, it makes sense, but it kind of broke my heart that we don't have them anymore. But things change, things rearrange. It's just the way it is, right? Being sober as long as I've been, I've seen a lot of changes. Had my heart broke many a times, had my heart filled with joy many times. So it's all there, we feel it all. And when you're sober, you feel the emotions even more. And when you're new, it's raw too. So it's kind of frightening. Like, what is this? I'm feeling too much. What's going on? Because we've been stifling our emotions with drugs. And now they're popping out and they don't know which way to go. Kind of like right now, we got a new kitten named Basil. And he doesn't know how to control himself. He gets excited. He tries to pat me. He doesn't have controls of his claws. He sticks a claw on me by accident. Sometimes he gets excited and he wants to hunt. So he'll actually grab your ankle or give you a nibble. And he's a little more than a light. It's not like he's drawing blood. Sometimes he does though. But it's not like he's trying to attack you. He's playing, but he just doesn't have control. That a kitten trying to get control of their body functions and their movements is like someone who's first learning martial arts. You're clumsy with your movements, or ballet or dancing. You're clumsy with your movements. Playing the guitar, you're clumsy with your coordination and your chords. It's the same thing as when you're sober. The difference is when you're sober, you get worried like it's life or death, and you're going to feel like a failure if you don't do it right, which makes a lot of people go to say, F it, and they go back to what they're doing, what they know they can do. They feel they can do best, which is ruining their lives and everybody else's lives. But they don't look at it quite like that. But it is. Anyways, time for some stats. Right, Till? Today is Friday, May 22nd. I have been sober for 14,297 days, 39 years, 1 month, 19 days, 469 months. Yeah, pretty cool actually. I do like those stats. They kind of make me laugh a little bit. And when we finish this video, I'll have to look again because I don't remember the numbers, because tomorrow will be a different day and another set of numbers. So I just keep moving on. I just want to keep moving in that direction. I don't so much take stock. This is the only time doing these daily sobriety vlogs that I keep track. I just add a day, And then tomorrow that's history and I got a new day. And it's like when they tell you you live from day to day, day by day. That's what they're talking about. And keeping track of yourself is good. Keeping yourself open to other options and things. Not be afraid of change, even though I hate change and it annoys me because I'm old. When you get old, you hate change. I mean, sometimes you walk around in the same athletic shorts for 3-4 days because we don't want to change them. swear to God. We are like that. That's why when you walk up to Grandpa and you go, you don't smell completely fresh. I love this t-shirt. I love the way it feels. I've only been wearing it about my 5th day in a row. Yeah. And it's in Houston and it's 95 degrees and humid. I let it dry out at night. Yeah. That's what happens when you get old, right? Just throwing it out there. So if you're getting old, don't do that. Cheers. Well, that's a peculiar, strong coffee. It's the only drug I do, caffeine. That's it. And even if I don't drink coffee, if I have chocolate, it has caffeine in it. If you do Red Bull, caffeine, way too much. Monster. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. And it's one of the only drugs that your boss will look at you and go, all right, cool. Now, if you're popping pills, what are you doing? Oh, those are speed. Don't do that. Have a Red Bull instead. See? Might be the same effect, but you're not popping pills. Because if you're popping pills and you're a junkie, then it's easy to do downers and easy to do other things and easy to do bars and easy to do Xanax bars and you can't stop. But I want to talk about change and adjustment today. And it just happened like about 3 hours ago as I was coming home to have some rice and tofu for dinner. I'm a vegetarian. I have been since the pandemic. I was actually a vegan. Now I'm a vegetarian because I do eat eggs maybe once or twice a week and cheese 2-3 times, but little amounts because I know that that's made with animal fat and it goes into your bloodstream and blah, 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 blah. It's not good for you. And if I'm already being sober, I might as well just kind of push it a little more and see how much more I can get out of this journey. But, I don't push being a vegetarian or a vegan on people. You do what you got to do. You can be completely sober and eat cheeseburgers all day. I could give a rip as long as you're sober. And, if you're comfortable in your own skin, because you eat cheeseburgers every day and you sit down and, as my dad would say, you got the Dunlap. Your fat belly Dunlaps over your belt. That's what he used to always say. And you're comfortable with it, hey, why not? Because when you get older, too, people are like, hey, I'm older. What do you want? What do you want from me? Come on, I'm getting old. So, we make these adjustments. But I made an adjustment today, and it wasn't like a revelation. I've been making this adjustment. I remember when I was working at the Applebee's in Pasadena, I had some gay fellas that worked with me. And one of them was real close to me. And we worked really well and we had fun. We had a great repertoire. And I used to tease him. I would say, I'm no longer homophobic. Oh, were you? Yeah, if we were in high school, you'd be pounding on the inside of a locker yelling, get me out of here. Yeah. I mean, I come from a generation where you and your buddy would look at each other and go, fag, and then hit each other as hard as you could in the arm, which reminded me of the COVID shot, because that was my reaction. Like, I can't move my arm, hurts like hell. Kim would get sick and be in bed for 2 days like she had COVID. We all react differently to shots, just like a flu shot or something. But that's what it reminded me of, was hitting each other in the arm and calling each other fag, and of course, I've learned to adjust, and I have family members say, what makes you so liberal? And I say, quit calling me names. It's right or wrong. I don't want to hear right or left politics. Politics doesn't belong in there. If someone's doing politics or trying to divide you from your wallet so they can get your vote and they can manipulate you and weaponize your empathy, that's all it is. That's why when you hear like, right now, the Republicans have nothing to run on, so they're going to run on culture war issues because that's the reason why you're feeling so bad. Not that we went into Iran and blew up everything and no one knew the Straits of Hormuz was going to. Yeah, everyone knew it except for the president. Amazing, and he was told by generals, but he knew what was best. That's another amazing thing. And now gasoline is blowing up, and people that voted for him want to string him up for God's sakes. And I'm like, what took you so long? It's like, not realizing this person's an arsonist until the building is almost 3/4 burned to the ground, and then you go, aha! Wow, it's a real Columbo moment. Excuse me here, but I kind of thought that when he came down the escalator and said that Mexico wasn't sending their best people, rapists and murderers, and then all of a sudden this last election, a lot of Mexican men voted for him because they thought he was going to do the right thing, even though he got caught lying over 30-some thousand times. They stopped counting. They were like, Jesus Christ, I'm really tired of this. And then you're surprised. But hey, whew, sometimes the truth is right there in front of you. But if you're too busy playing left or right, it's no different than people weaponizing you. Like we're in Texas and everyone loves football, or a good majority of them. And we're in Houston, so we have the Houston Texans. But before the Houston Texans, it was the Oilers, and they weren't doing so damn good until they moved to Nashville, where I was living, and we went to the Super Bowl. I'm like, wow, I bet you Houston's pissed about losing their team. And then they became the Titans. I don't care for that name still to this day. But still, I'm not the one that makes that decision. But everyone here is the Dallas Cowboy, Dallas Cowboy, Dallas Cowboy. And it's like, well, all the people in Dallas, the 110,000 people, and all wearing the jerseys. Some of them are from the opposite team. So let's just say out of 110, 80,000 people are wearing Cowboys jerseys. They're unified. They're all the same, right? They're all white guys? No? They're all black guys? No? Oh, they're all Asian? They're all women? They're not even all guys? They're all straight, right? No? Oh, they're all homosexuals? No? They're lesbians? No. No. They're everything, because that's what America is. So when someone starts telling you things like the reason why you're not doing so good is because there's a transgender swimmer. What? I think there's like 2 or 3 people that actually are trans that are in sports. They make it sound like there's an army of them, and they don't have anything to run on. Now, I'm getting to that point is right now about my lack of homophobia. I picked up a person in the drive-by while I was doing my ride share today, Alfonso, but I call her Fonz, or the Fonzie, trans person. And I've met other trans where you have to look and go, oh, okay, you're trans, I had no idea. Some are pretty obvious. And I've even said to Fonz, I said, you know, your legs are magnificent. I would imagine that 90% of the men that walk up to you look at your legs, and when you turn around, they realize at that moment you're trans, because from the waist up, besides the long, beautiful hair, it gives you kind of a mixed message, but that's the way she wants to look, and that's fine. You know, it's like looking at the Statue of Liberty. You know that she's a woman, but from the waist up, she looks a bit mannish, Basil. Right? But what does it matter? Because there are men that look feminine too. So, but anyways, I've picked her up multiple times. She's fun. She's incredible. And I just thought, oh, wow, okay. I'm gonna work her into my my vlog today, because Houston is the most diverse city in the United States of America. It's the 4th largest city. So when I get a call, I could be picking up a trans woman, or I could be picking up a woman from Jamaica, or a guy from Nigeria, or someone from Russia. It's just everything and everybody. Korean, Pakistani, Indian, American Indian, an Indian from India, you know? I mean, I had a cousin of mine that would always say, Dr. Feather. And I just thought, well, I don't know, is that something terrible? I don't know. My wife is American Indian from the Ojibwe in Minnesota, which is interesting because as a kid I took a class and we went to the reservation in Mille Lacs Lake, and they were called Chippewa, but then I found out later that Chippewa was a name that the white man gave them because they didn't want to, I don't know, use Ojibwe. But that was very similar, because like when my grandmother said that my grandfather, who she married, she came to America and married him. But when he came through Ellis Island, just like she did, they actually went through Ellis Island and had stories about it. And then there was a white guy, and they're all men, doing the paperwork and allowing them in. And they asked him, what's your name? Mrja. How do you spell that? Mrdja. No, but that's what his name was after they wrote it down. They tried to figure it out, or he tried to write it down. And between the two of them, they got that. And he wanted to make sure he kept his name because they were like, well, just call him Johnson. Do we have, we already named a few Johnsons? Well, call him Thompson then, or Anderson. What does it matter? They would just change your name. Kind of like, I remember when I was at the Grand Ole Opry, the original Grand Ole Opry, which of course is the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. And we went to go see Etta James and Chris Isaak opened. What a great show. And we were standing in line to meet Etta after the show. It was fantastic. And there's a couple that came. They just loved that old type of blues music along with hillbilly country music, which is great. But they did the American thing. And they said, man, we can't wait to meet Ida. Who? Ida. That's Etta James. Etta. Well, we like to call her Ida. That's the perfect white American thing. What's your name? What? What is it? What'd you say? Janowski? We're just going to call you Joey. Okay? That's a great American white tradition. We're just going to rename you. Okay? And as strange as that is, Americans have that perspective. A lot of white Americans, and kind of weird, but that's just the way it is. I don't. When I say that's just the way it is, I don't accept it. I push back at it, and when you hear it, you should push back at it too, because we got to go out of our way to treat our brothers and sisters like we would treat ourselves, or like we would treat a family member that we have respect for, not a family member we do not have respect for. See what I did there? Because I used to be a family member that had respect, and I lost everybody's respect. And it took me a long time to regain it, years and years and years and years. And after 39 years, I'm happy to report that, yeah, about 95%, 97% think I'm okay. There's still 3 to 5% like, he's just a big bullshit. That drunken, stupid, drug-taking fool. F him. They're right. But it does seem kind of dumb, because it's kind of like the first 2 years when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers became a football team, or my dad used to call them the fucking-ears, because they're fucking near a team. But sorry about that. But the first year they lost every game. And the second year they won like 2 and lost all the rest. I felt bad for the 2 teams that lost to them, because that was kind of, they got ridiculed. But later on, they've won the Super Bowl. So for when Tom Brady played for them and they won the Super Bowl, you would look kind of ridiculous being out of date going, man, the first season, they never won a game. These guys suck. They won the Super Bowl. They still suck. You don't update your files, people are going to stare at you. I still have a few 8-tracks in my music room upstairs, but it isn't like I proudly display them or play them. I just keep them because they're like artifacts. And one of them is the White Album by the Beatles, but it's only disc 2 because it was in 2 different tapes. And those double, when they didn't put enough tape for a double, and they had 2 separate cassette cartridges or 8-track cartridges, you end up losing one, and that's what happened. But I still keep it out of just novelty. But I do have the White Album in vinyl with the poster and everything, and it's in really good condition, and it's an original and numbered. I do have it on a CD, of course, and then a remastered CD later, and then I have it downloaded, and I'm like, now it's coming out in a big box. I'm like, I'm tired of buying the same thing. Leave me alone. But of course, at my age, I'm trying to lighten the load and get rid of things. And that's a change for me too. But anyways, the change I'm talking about is Alphonse. She works out. She got a new gym, so she's always taking care of herself. I found that, without sounding like a cliche, a lot of people that are trans or gay or lesbians tend to work out because they want to look good. And a lot of heterosexuals are like, Yeah, screw it, I ain't doing a sit-up. I'm gonna eat some extra sausage. I'm already married and got 2 kids. What the hell you want from me anyways? It's a miracle I get up off the couch without farting. You know what I mean? Yeah, you see what I mean? You see what I mean? So, not all old people do that, but I gotta admit, as I'm getting older, when I get up from the couch, I usually make sure there's no one sitting around next to me when I do, just in case. Just in case I make a little noise. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But anyways, you do what you do because you got to adjust. Adjustments come left and right constantly through the day. It's a barrage of just adjustments constantly. And hey, that's the way life is going to be, even if you're sober, even if you're not. Before I leave, I got a really cool question from a viewer that sent this to the team, and they gave it to me. They emailed it to me or texted it to me. How can I best support you during this time? Well, like I always end the thing, thank you for Venmo, Cash App, Patreon, buy me a coffee, ding, 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 chime, all that stuff. The money I'm raising is to help with the outreach program with people that are suffering. And it's tax exempt. I'm retired, so I don't make money off of it at all. I drive rideshare because I'm allowed to make $22,000 a year before they reduce and dock my Social Security, and I got my Medicare tied into it, so I don't want to F with any of that stuff, so I just leave it alone. And at my age, I'm getting rid of stuff. I talk about my music room upstairs. I'm actually trying to actively log it and get rid of it and sell every record through charity to raise money for the Temple of Sobriety or the other offshoot program, Sobriety with Boise. And that way it can go to outreach program and help us help other people, either by proxy from Houston out to where they live, or allow us to go to their hometown, maybe do something at the community college or the town hall or something, and get people in there and have like the politicians do when they do a town hall, but it's going to be a sobriety town hall. And even if you're using or you're sober, we're going to talk about that hole in your soul. You need to take care of it. It's kind of a unique concept for people that it opens their eyes and realize that, hey, I got that problem too. That's part of the outreach program. Me being sober as long as I've been, sometimes I laugh. I tell some of my colleagues that sometimes people treat me like I'm Buddha. They come up and have to rub my belly for luck because they can't believe it, which some days I can't either, but here I am. I'm sober and I'm doing a daily sobriety vlog every day, hence the word daily, I guess. And I'm still sober, which hence the word sober, daily sober. Vlog is a blog on video, which it all explains itself. It's just harder for me to understand. It's like, oh, that's a vlog is a word? I have no idea. Time to update me files. But thank you for coming along and spending some time with us. That does mean a lot because your time is very valuable. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. Time for the closing stats, right? Same as it ever was, until tomorrow when we add more to it. Today's May 22nd. I have been sober for 14,297 days. 39 years, 1 month, and 19 days. 469 months. So it's pretty amazing to me too, I think. But anyways, I just wanted to sit down on the couch and have a little chit chat with you on a Friday night. I'm going back out to drive, see who else I can pick up and see what other Houstonians I could meet and have them on the drive-by videos. I appreciate you watching those as well. We just want you to meet a lot of people that aren't like you, meet a lot of people that don't dress like you, meet a lot of people that don't eat the same food you do, meet a lot of people that don't worship the God the way you do, meet a lot of people that don't love the way you do. You're going to meet a lot of people because in Houston, we are the most diverse city in the United States of America. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. And if you meet a lot of people, just like when I was opening up and flipping all those Applebee's and being in different neighborhoods where sometimes I was the minority, kind of a unique feeling, frightening at first. And then I got to realize that they all have husbands and wives and brothers and sisters, and they got apartments and they're moving, and there was a death in the family, a marriage in the family. Wow, they're gay, they're straight. And you know what? They're the same as me. They work in their job. That's the only thing that's consistent is the rules that we had for work. And then afterwards, I mean, I didn't even drink then. I was still sober, but I would drive my team to the bar and they would hang out with the people we were training and working with and socializing. And I had no idea that I was practicing to be an Uber back then, but there I am. And that's what I like to do at night too, is when I'm driving, I'll pick up a lot of people and bring them home. Now the conversations can be a little more colorful, rated R, and sometimes just out and out dirty and funny. In the words of Edgar Winter from his great album that had Frankenstein on it and Free Ride, they only come out at night. There's something to that, and especially a full moon and all that fun stuff. And at that point, I don't tell people that I'm sober because then I would sound kind of self-righteous. Hey, you're not giving me a ride home. I sure appreciate it. Yes, what I have to do, man. I'm sober. I want to keep you people off the street. What do you mean, you people? Yeah, I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to blend in, and they get a kick out of me. Like, hey, man, you got to come party with us. You're all right, brother. I'm like, hey, no, that's all right. I got to go pay the rent, even though I don't have rent. They just assume I do because I said so. And I just want to put myself in a situation where I have to tell them that I'm sober when they've been partying all night. That's just, I don't know. I think it's a bad look for me, and it makes me seem a bit self-righteous. And I've always had issues with people who are self-righteous, and that's the last thing I want to do is emulate that. But this is my long Minnesota goodbye. It always takes like 4 or 5 minutes for me to say thank you very much. But I do say thank you very much for joining me from the bottom of my heart to the top of my soul. Thank you very much. And of course, in the words of Ringo, peace and love, everybody, peace and love. I love the fact that you come along with us. It's very nice of you. And here we are on a Friday night. What time is it? 7:15. The night is still young. I'm going to go out and see what Houston is up to. But I thank you, and I want to tell you that I really do appreciate you spending time. I hope you're having a good, sober journey. I hope you have a successful day and night tonight. I hope you're able to touch base with your family members and get a little more closer with them. And just get connected with the people around you, in your family, at work, at your church, at your meetings, especially on this thing. You look down below, there's a lot of comments, good, bad, and ugly. But look for the good ones. Find out who's sober just like you. If they've been sober 10 years and you've been sober 8, chances are when you get together, you've got some good stories that you can share equally. But if you've only been sober for 1 month and you meet someone like me who's been sober for 39, there still can be a decent conversation held by that as well. So never be intimidated by how many years someone's been sober. You're in the club, you're in the team. It's no different that if I was a veteran on the baseball team and I've been on the team for a lot of years and you're a rookie that just joined, you're on the team. I'm going to make sure that you're accommodated. I'm going to make sure that you feel comfortable so that you can swing away and you can make a success out of yourself. And that's my long Minnesota goodbye. Thank you. I love you from the bottom of my heart to the top of my soul. I'll see you next time. Have a great night.